Good morning. It is Edith's Island of Love and Above, and I am here with this week's Oracle card guidance. And again, because I do these Oracle cards on a weekly basis, and because I have so many decks, I am going places with card decks. And this week we have the White Eagle Medicine Wheel. That is the card deck that I'm using. The book is humongous. The book is absolutely beautiful and lovely as well. And these are the backs of the cards. I am sitting in front of a window, so the light is playing havoc. So let's have a look at Monday. I hope you all had a great week last week. So let's take a look at Monday. On Monday we have birther. Now, it does not just mean if you've gone into labour. I'm kind of guessing that today is a day that you may actually give birth. But birthing something is not just about physically giving birth to a baby or a child. Child, baby, same thing. It's about giving birth to your dreams. It's about giving birth to something creatively. So I say, I've just written a book, but I feel like I gave birth to it. When I say that, I worked hard on it for a little while. It took me 6 weeks to write. Then on top of that, it took me a while to edit as well. And so in that process, I was making it, I was preparing it for the actual for the actual book launch. And so that's where I was saying that, I need it to grow before it gets to the book launch itself. And if I take it a step further, I did have an original date for this book, but it had to go to the wayside because there was a problem at printers and publishers, and that's a completely different story. So in some ways that first one was like Branston Hicks, as it were, which is a condition that basically it's ready to, the baby's ready to be birthed, but it's not really, it was just the body preparing, as it were. Oh, this is what it's like. So I birthed this book as well. So Monday is all about, what is it that you're doing? What is it that you're creating in particular? It could be a new project at work. I'm talking about a book here, but it could be a new project at work. It could be that you are birthing a new song that you're writing. Maybe you like to do poems. Maybe that's what you're birthing. Perhaps you are creating a garden for yourself. Perhaps you are putting things in the ground, seeds into the ground, or maybe seedlings or smaller plants, to allow it all to grow. And perhaps that's what you're birthing, is this beautiful garden. Perhaps what you're birthing is a new version of you. People who work on their self-development, it's like it's a constant process of breaking from one set of thoughts to another set of thoughts. When we do healing, it's like rebirthing ourselves from being at one state of being where we need to be healed of something, to going to another state when we are in that process of healing and also being healed. So Monday is all about working on that creative project, whatever it means, birthing that new thought, that new idea. Perhaps you're an artist and perhaps you physically are going to draw something or paint something which is yours and yours alone by right, and it's your property, it's your intellectual property. It's not just intellectual property, it's your creativeness, it's the thoughts of the heart and the soul within you, it's your essence that is coming out. That is what Monday is about, and that is what needs to be worked on Monday. So let's take a look at Tuesday. I love these cards. I love the whole Native American culture and thoughts, and one of those few cultures where I don't know what the right way to say this is, where even when modernization comes in, they have not lost the essence of who they are as people, as a culture, as a society, as a community, as a people. That's, I just love it. So Tuesday, we have got provider. What is it that you provide? Are you the breadwinner in your? And that's a very sort of like, I don't know, first world thing to say. Are you the the breadwinner of your household? Do you bring in all the money? Maybe it's not just finance, but let's go beyond that. Let's go beyond the financial, what it is you're providing. Maybe you provide something to other people in your family. Maybe you're a mother or a father and you're providing that nurturing to help your children grow. Maybe not just that, maybe you don't have any children. Maybe it is that you have nieces and nephews and you're providing that space to be able to help them grow in a different environment. Maybe you're helping them understand life lessons. Maybe you are that provider of a safe space for people, for friends who just need someone just to listen to them, but listen to them and love them and give them that safe space to be able to be themselves. That is what that's the essence of obviously the safe space. Perhaps you're providing answers to someone. Perhaps that's what Tuesday is about. Is you're providing answers to people who have questions, or maybe they need solutions to situations or problems that they are in. Whatever you are a provider of, that's what Tuesday is about. You're focusing on being the provider in whatever way that you provide to others. Or maybe this is the opportunity to look at how you can do that. And you might find that once you start looking at your life, you are actually providing to others. You just didn't realise it at the time. So let's move on to Wednesday and see what comes up. Wednesday, the elk. So, two things here. The elk is an animal. If you are very much into power animals or having a spirit animal, this is the indication on Wednesday that you want to get in contact with the elk, the spirit animal, the elk, and let the elk guide you, the essence and the energy of the elk guide you. Also, if you have any sort of, and this is more a Native American thing, so I apologise to anyone who I don't know, maybe a little bit offended by this, but if you have elk bone, and again, it's the Native Americans don't kill the elks for their bone. They wait until the elk has naturally passed away, then they use the bone of the elk. It is a more natural progression opposed to actual, let's kill the elk just for the bone. It's not that. Perhaps you have elk bone and maybe it is just a nudge to say use the elk bone. When we say use the elk bone, sometimes it is more the energy of the elk, not the actual elk itself. Now, take from that what you will, but it's more about the energy. If you're unsure about anything to do with elk, because it's not one of those animals that you would see every day, perhaps in your country. I'm in Scotland, we don't have elk here. That's a truth. And so I cannot, so perhaps it is more that you need to research the energy of the elk, what it stands for, if there any symbolism behind it, and then look at what it is that you must do, or gives you an idea of what energy that you need to work on Wednesday. Let's take a look at Thursday. Okay, and we have got, another animal. We have the beaver. So again, we're looking at, so if you work with spirit animals or spirit guides, the beaver is the one that you want to work with. Again, Look at what maybe I say the word beaver and it means something to you already before you actually research, or maybe that is your power animal and you're just like, yep, got it, that's fine, I need to work with the beaver energy. So look at what it is. Again, research it if you want to, instead of just sitting there going, I'm going to get the energy of the beaver and today let me just sit there and wait for the energy. Maybe you look at, maybe it's something, an energy that you work with at the moment anyway, but this is just a different version of it. And you just be like, oh, right, okay, that's slightly different. Let's try it. Go for it. Let's have a look at Friday. I'm away on Friday. I'm going away for a weekend with my husband, so this is going to be interesting what I'll be focusing on Friday. And Friday is, the Stargazer. I keep on putting these cards down and keep on knocking my glass cup, which keeps on making a little ding. So whenever you hear the ding, I apologise. That's just my cards hitting my cup. So we're looking at Stargazer. Stargazer are different things to different people. So if you have a certain meaning in your own mind of this is what a Stargazer is, perhaps you already are a Stargazer. You're already there. Stargazer, let's go with the most basic meaning, looking at the stars. Maybe this is the knock-on effect of sometimes we can look at the stars in the night sky and we're just like, wow, that is just so impressive how we are so small in this great big universe. And maybe it is just looking at the stars for you. For others, it could be, if you've got a telescope, go for it, or binoculars, go for it as well. Maybe for you, Stargazer is a little bit more deeper. Maybe it is the energy of star beings. Maybe it is that you are to work with the star beings on Friday. Now, for those who don't know about star beings, there's lots of different, just like we as humans are lots of different cultures. We identify in lots of different ways. So I am Scottish, but I can also identify as being British or European. Personally, I like to be a child of the universe. That's just me personally, but other people may identify as a different nationality because we're all different nationalities and cultures, and sometimes we're a mix and a merge, which I personally find them most fascinating. And so just like us as humans, the star beings are like that as well. There's lots of different races, as it were, and if you believe in angels or even people who have passed on, maybe you believe in mediumship, and if you do, it's just the people who have passed on are passed on to a different dimension. We live in the third dimension because everything is 3D, but in so these people are in a different dimension to us, the people who have passed on. And angels, they also live in a different dimension. They're in a different dimension. And these star beings, again, are just another dimensional being. That's all they are. And perhaps it is working with that energy. Perhaps your soul comes from being a star being. And if it does, maybe it's working with that energy on Friday. If you do not know if your soul comes from a different, from a star being, that's fine. Investigate it. Have a look. Maybe you want to research it. If not, don't worry about it. Maybe you just want to be, as I said, a child of the universe. And maybe it's all you want to do is just work with the universal energy. Feel the universal energy. And we can see that every day in nature easily. Or maybe you just want to look at the stars. That's cool. So let's look at Saturday. Another animal. We are looking at the turtle. The turtle and its protective shell. When everything goes wrong, straight back into its shell. It hibernates during the winter. Maybe this is looking at preparing yourself for winter I've just gone through my wardrobe preparing myself for winter clothing, which is a bit random already, but my country gets cold rather quickly. We are starting at autumn, but we know it's winter is coming. Winter's coming everywhere, in this hemisphere. So maybe it is you're preparing yourself for winter, preparing yourself for hibernation, preparing yourself for the cold. Maybe it is just like you are protecting yourself. Maybe Saturday is all about that protection, emotional protection, maybe not physical protection, maybe it's spiritual protection, maybe it's mental protection, maybe it's saying to protect your own self and your own energy, you need to cancel your plans, because sometimes for our own mental health, we need to do that just to reconnect with ourselves properly before we can be connecting with others. So that's what the turtle means to me. If the turtle means something different to you, go with that meaning. That's what I will say. Let's look at Sunday. Oh, nearly there. Let's go. Oh, and one more animal. Love the Native Americans and their animals. We're looking at the bear. The bear energy. I absolutely love bear energy. There's a real strength to bear energy. There is a real love and caring to bear energy. If you watch a mother bear with its cubs, you will see some real love and care there, particularly as it protects its children, it protects its cubs. You will see an anger and ferocity to bears at that point. If you walk into their territory and they do not want you there, they will tell you in so many different ways. So perhaps you need to invoke the bear energy and all the different ways that bears have that energy. Maybe it's a different point. Maybe it's the nurturing of the children. Maybe it's the protection, or maybe it's the strength of the bear. Maybe that's what your focus is on Sunday. When you get to Sunday, you are going to know exactly what version of this and what it means to you. There we go. There is your reading for the week. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. Click the little bell icon and you will be notified every time I put up a video. And I put up video 4 to 5 times a week, and if you're really lucky, you might get an extra one in there too. And as always, keep rocking your awesomeness.